Greetings, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Golden Takawira, and welcome to the MNJ podcast, where we give you business news, business updates, and all you need to know about business in Africa. And today I'm joined by a special guest, Tabuzwa Chorwa. Welcome to the podcast.
I don't know about the special part, but thank you so much, Golden, for having me. It's always a pleasure to be here.
Thank you very much.
Sure.
It's special because this is the first time in 2016 we are meeting.
Wow. I didn't realize because 2026 has been really hectic. A lot has been happening behind the scenes. Zimbabwe is far away from Iran. But
Definitely, we are far away.
But a lot has been really happening behind the scenes, where we have been engaging our clients, offering business advisory, ensuring that we build timeless businesses in Africa.
Yes, as we always striving to build timeless businesses in Africa.
Sure.
So today we want to look at the topics of ERPs, ERP systems. A lot of people have been talking about ERP. I know it's the new smart way of doing business.
Sure.
Maybe for starters, if you can just take us through what's an ERP system.
Okay, an ERP system, let me first define or give you the meaning of ERP. So ERP is enterprise resource planning too. So it's more like the central system of an organization, which is a tool, it's a software that tries to integrate every aspect of your business under one platform. Right. So you get to see that traditionally, as the business is growing, you are building different departments, you're having different aspects of your business. So what naturally happens is you end up having a business creating silos, where, for example, sales and marketing, they've got their own system that they're using, be it computerized or even manual system. And also you're talking about accounting, they've got their own software, be it Sage. You also look in terms of HR, they are using another software for the payroll side. You are also looking even the operations, you have a different software or a different system altogether that you are using. So at the end of the day, you tend to depend on people to give you information so that you've got a central report or a consolidated report of whatever is happening. So an ERP now is coming to remove those silos, where you can now integrate every aspect of your business under one platform. The major benefits really being having real-time visibility of what's happening within your business. Reporting becomes easy. You no longer really rely on individuals to give you information to make quick and informed decisions.
All right, interesting.
Yeah.
So maybe I understand you've talked about integrating your business to becoming in one platform. So what are some of the advantages that SMEs can have by adopting an ERP?
Wow, thank you so much for that. There are quite a lot, but I'll just touch a few based on our experience. So you get to see, I talked the issue to do with visibility. There is no way you can be able to run an effective business without data, without knowing what's happening. So the biggest mistake that is killing most businesses in Africa is we use emotions to make decisions.
Yes.
Yeah, to say probably my heart is telling me this. I'll even laugh. We have got one client who even told us that for business decision, I'll ask my prophet. Yeah. And if prophet is saying go ahead and do this, then I'll do it. If prophet says no, then I stop.
No.
But now that's killing many African businesses. So ERP now, they are coming to complement business systems. So I'll explain later on the relationship between business systems and the software in form of an ERP. So number one, you're going to have real-time visibility. So sometimes you get to be hit by the things that you don't know. You know that probably you're losing money, but you don't know how.
Yes.
You know that things are not moving, but you don't know where exactly are they not moving. So by integrating every aspect of your business under one platform, you have got full visibility of what's happening in real time as things are happening. Number two, you're looking in terms of administrative cost. So you have an organization, you know that I'm supposed to be implementing softwares and systems, but then you don't know how to do it. You end up getting different softwares or implementing different systems in all these departments. So the administrative cost becomes high because number one, you're going to be paying many licenses for different softwares, which are also not communicating at the end of the day.
Yes.
And you're also going to be hiring more people to be taking data from these various softwares to consolidate your reporting. Number 3, you're going also to be looking in terms of reporting. So in terms of reporting, you have a quick reporting coming through. One critical, the most painful part of many SMEs that we have worked with, like I indicated, it's all guesswork.
Yes.
So they don't even know what's really happening within their business. They know that as long as I'm getting some money from the sales, as long as I'm paying a supplier, then I think everything is moving. But there's more to business than just invoicing and paying a supplier. Yes.
Yeah, that's very true. But just like you said, most of us in Africa, we are running businesses through guesswork.
Sure.
We have a way that we copied from our ancestors that we were doing.
Yeah.
We were used to writing things on the paper. When we want to make decisions, we go to the prophets, the sangomas, we consult different people. So how are these businesses, how are companies in Africa adopting ERP? Are we embracing it, or is still a challenge for them?
Well, it's still a challenge to be honest, because number one, what many people think is they think that we need to invest in software to manage and assist us in terms of streamlining our business systems when we have since grown. But that's not now the case, because sometimes the unfortunate part is you might not even fail to grow.
That's true.
Because you lack those systems. So the issue to do with embracing these, it has been really slow. And the most painful part, I'll tell you from our experience, is some of them, they may get advice to say you need an ERP software. They just get an ERP software, they install, they have it implemented, and probably some random training as well is done.
Yes.
But the most painful part now is you have someone who also invested in an ERP software, but they are underutilizing it as well.
Okay.
So you hear someone saying, even if you're asking them, do you have a system in place? Then they'll say, yes, we have one. But if you get to dig deep to say, are they fully utilizing the solution? The most painful part is no, considering also even the license fees that they would have invested, or even the implementation fees that they would have invested in that. So some of them, as long as they are invoicing through the software, they think that they are utilizing the system. Some of them, as long as they are fiscalizing, that's the most painful part, that most of the SMEs in Africa, or especially, let me talk about even Zimbabwe. For Zimra, Zambia, I can talk of ZRA.
Yes.
They were forced to take softwares because it's now compulsory to have a software for fiscalization purposes. But right now, you have people who are fearing Zimra and ZRA. They invest in a tool not for management purposes to make decisions, but they invest in a software so that they avoid penalties from Zimra. But sometimes you might have 20 years operating without even Zimra or ZRA visiting your doorstep. It happens. But now there's no way you can operate for 20 years without the reality of business knocking on your on your door. So you need now to invest in a system or in a software first for management purposes, to have everything consolidated under one platform, make decisions based on data, no emotions, leave your heart at home, or even better still at your real area, so that you're not tempted to come to work with your heart and your emotions and your feelings. Use data and logic to make decisions.
Yeah, just like you're saying, I think most of the entrepreneurs, they view ERP as more like an accounting software.
Yes.
Most of us, we don't think it has a lot of functionalities, it has a lot of modules which can be found on an ERP. So how can we shift that mindset now?
Right. Thank you. We have been really doing a lot of work in the background, trying to educate, even through our webinars that we do, free webinars. We also even do on one-on-one advisory sessions with our beloved clients. So we are trying to shift the mind to say, you know what? Yes, accounting, you can talk about accounting, but there's a lot that would have happened within the processes before we even talk of accounting. What can you account for if the sales process is not there?
Yes.
What can you account for if the inventory, the procurement is not happening properly? So everything, yes, is going to consolidate in accounting, but there are a lot of activities that probably you are overlooking which are critical, because if you are going to have lots of leakages from the sales side, lots of leakages from the store side, lots of leakages from the procurement side, even the HR side, then sometimes you might not have even anything to account for in the accounting side. So the mindset now needs to really shift to say there is more to ERP softwares, where you need to utilize each and every aspect. For example, when we started using the customer relationship management module, which is one of the modules that you can get in an ERP software, where you consolidate your database of your clients under one platform. It reminds you in terms of follow-up of your clients, activities, tracking the activity of your salespeople. That alone, it increased our sales by over 200%.
Wow.
So imagine if we had overlooked that aspect of the business and focused on the accounting aspect.
Only.
It means even our revenue was not supposed to be where it is right now. So it needs a shift in mindset to say softwares are not only for accounting, but each and every aspect of your business process, you need to automate your business systems and your business processes.
All right, interesting. Now I understand that ERPs, yes. You are talking from experience. I understand you are using an ERP. Which one are you using?
Currently, we are using Odoo.
Using Odoo.
On demand open object. So it's an ERP software that strives mainly on, I'll say, three aspects or three pillars. Number one, in terms of scalability, because that's now the fear with most SMEs to say, really, ERP softwares are meant for big organizations. Yes. They are expensive. So number one, you're talking about scalability. So you scale through Odoo by functionality. So you can start as small as you are, just selecting the functions that are critical now. Then you add other functions as you go. Even the number of users as well, you can scale as need arises, which also then gets to accommodate everyone from small, medium up to large corporates. Then you are also looking in terms of flexibility, which is the most critical aspect. Because we are saying a software should not be making you change your processes which are working. You should then adapt and complement the existing processes. So especially the economic environments that you are operating with, or the environments that you are operating, they really need softwares that can adapt easily. So you need also to be considering that. Then you are also looking also even in terms of growth with the software, because you don't need a system that probably you implement it today, 2-3 months down the line, you now require a separate software. So all these things, they need to be put in place to ensure that you have an effective solution that is going to work for years.
Okay. Now there's the issue of the return on investment.
Don't necessarily need to say Odoo only, but any software, because number one, what you need to look at when you are investing in a system or in a software rather, don't look at it as a software, look at it as a system. To say, number one, understand why do we need it? That's the multi-million-dollar question. Number two, you're asking yourself, what are the challenges that we currently have? Where are the leakages? What is the software going to be addressing? So before we even get to be talking about the software, these questions need to be answered first, to say, where exactly are we losing money? Because there is a problem somewhere. So where exactly are we losing money? So if you identify that, then definitely when you invest in the software, it is easy now to evaluate whether the return on the investment, especially when you have really done everything properly, from understanding what the system is supposed to be doing, getting also the right implementation partner who is going to act more like a partner more than an IT consultant.
Yes.
Because one person needs to really understand business processes and be an advisor to the client during the implementation day, who is also going to be making sure that they understand even the type of people that are going to be using the software, and train them, tailor make a training program that will suit them, that will make them also understand. Also, even in terms of the post-life support that you're going to get. So after you've done that, surely you get to see results. Like the example that I just gave you, we invested in a customer relationship management. Our sales, they increased by over 200%. So to us, then we see that indeed there are effects that are there, and the system is also going to help you to get the data to see the return on the investment.
Wow, interesting.
Yeah.
So maybe you've just triggered a nerve on someone right now. What would you like to say to them about getting an ERP software?
Wow. Getting an ERP software, like I indicated, don't take it as any other decision, but it's something that really needs to be well thought of, to say what exactly do we need from the software. Then you also need a partner, like I indicated. And because the most common mistake also that is being done even by our SMEs or even our companies,
yes,
because information is now there on AI, information is now there over the internet. They'll say, I saw this software, let me try it, I'll watch YouTube videos. But you really need now to be treating a software as something that is going to come in and implement and complement business systems. So number one, what you need to, from the starting point, build business systems first. Then the software will come in as a tool to enhance those business systems. So where you need to start from is build business systems. After having structured business system, put in place the software will definitely get to work for you. So what I'm saying right now is ensure that you get the right implementation partner who is going to act like an advisor to you throughout the process. And at the same time, you don't need to wait until you think that you are now big enough to start implementing an ERP software.
First, you have to build a system, then you get the software.
Yes. So it also made me think of something to say. It's also one common mistake that is there out there, that people, they think that a software is the system. No.
Yes.
So we are saying the business systems, right, that are there. For example, these are deliberate processes, how we do things. Yes, throughout, from the sales, from the operations, HR, finance, all these aspects, our processes, how we then get to be doing things. These are the business systems where you are not depending on individuals to say, oh, everything is in your head. These are systems that we are talking about. So after putting in place these processes and systems, the software will now come in place to just complement those and automate and streamline things.
Interesting, because I understand it a lot. Someone is saying, we got a system because they've got a software.
Yeah.
So it's something that was being intertwined by people. Thank you very much, Taco, for joining me on this episode. Hopefully I'll see you again next week.
Definitely. I'm back. I'm sure we'll be having lots of these with our beloved viewers. Yes. Please keep on watching, keep on subscribing. We are here to give you, if there are any questions, please feel free to reach out. We'll be here to support and assist you to build a timeless business.
Thank you very much, guys. And thank you for watching. Remember to subscribe, share, and tell someone about this. See you again next week.